Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Let's start our journey to secure industrial network using Cisco CyberVision. Today we will be starting with fourth part, that is installation of Cisco CyberVision. Also will request to subscribe to my channel for updates on next videos. For hardware based installation, there are two levels of scalability based on the underlying hardware. So do remember during installation the first interface is normally used for administrative purpose and second is used for collection purpose. Okay, let's get down to now virtual machine sizing. So based on the number of components that we are trying to cater, there are three types of installation or compute requirement that we'll have to address. For my lab, I will be going with a smaller version or extremely trimmed down version. For virtual machines, there will be three default interfaces being created in a virtual machine. First interface is used for admin purpose or access purpose. Second for collection of data from sensors. And third is for span of TPI snort traffic. Recommended hypervisor are either VMware vSphere 6.0 or Microsoft Hyper-V 2016 or better. CyberVision is also supported on Amazon AWS and Azure clouds. For my current lab setup, we'll be going ahead with single interface deployment. We'll be leaving parameters like NTP, DNS server, time zone, etc. to default values. For this setup, we'll be going with just 4 cores of CPU and 8 GB of RAM. At end of this video, we'll also be learning to convert ETH0 to DPS not receiver. Let's start with installation of Cisco CyberVision. I'll be using VMware Workstation for my lab. I start VMware Workstation and press File Open and locate the OVA file downloaded earlier from Cisco's website. Give any name to the virtual machine and press Import. Once the import of OVA file is completed, now we will be reducing the compute resources to this virtual machine. We will be changing RAM to 8 GB and CPU cores to just 4. Now let's start the instance. Once the instance has booted up, there will be a guided menu. So let's start and accept the agreement and proceed for next. For this setup, I'll be going with US language and I'll be statically assigning the IP address as per my local network. Rest of the parameter like DNS server, DHCP server, FQDN, I will be keeping them as default only. Enter required password to access the GUI as well as the password for census root privileges. Now VM will be automatically rebooting, and once the reboot is completed, we'll be opening the Firefox, and in the URL we'll be pointing it to the IP address that we have configured statically to this virtual machine. uh, Point the URL, so it will give a certificate error. Just accept and continue, because this is a private certificate. Enter the required username and password. The username normally will be cvadmin, and password whichever we set. Accept agreement and continue. On the right hand side, let's go to system statistics. Here we'll be seeing the system parameter that we have configured for this virtual machine. Here we can validate the RAM that has been allocated. During live session or live environment, a database will have flows being received. Now let's go to admin sensor, and here we can see that there is no additional sensors as of now been configured. The third interface that we have talked about earlier. Now let's go to command prompt and login cv-admin and the password that we have set across. Now let's access the system with root privileges using command sudo space -i, and here we'll give command sbs netconf. Let's configure the third interface ETH2 to DPS not interface, which will be using for detecting or receiving the span flow. It's highly advisable that we reboot the system, though it's not mandatory. Once the system has been rebooted, let's log in and check the status for sensor that we just converted from a regular interface to DPS not interface. Thank you for watching my part 4 installation of Cisco CyberVision, and request to subscribe to my channel. Thank you.